button without being fully ready. But welcome to Monday. We are in the second day of a brand new week, and I just wanted to come here and say a blessed good morning to everyone. How are you guys doing? How did you pass the holiday weekend? Now, I hope if you are streaming from Guyana, I hope you guys are flying the kite today, right? Do they even fly kites anymore? I remember being excited to fly the kite on Easter Monday. Now that I'm older and I have done much research and stuff, I don't say Easter Monday because I don't believe that um, Jesus actually rose from the dead in this season. I think it was a different time, but it is a season where we remember, right? It's the season where we remember. So my celebrations are a little different. But nevertheless, as we come in this morning, the topic is the gift most people ignore. The gift most people ignore. Have you ever met someone and something inside of you quietly says, be careful with this person? Have you ever met someone and the moment you meet them, inside of you is like, girl, something is off with this spirit. You see, a lot of us don't realize that the spirit is within us, right? We read the word, but we don't quite recognize that the spirit is within us. So we can sense things. The power is within us. We have the power to sense these things. And so I want to touch upon the gift that most people ignore. You give people access even though you feel it that something is off. We give people access even though we feel something is off. We welcome them into our lives, our homes, our conversations. And later we realize something very painful. The warning was there. And I'm going to pause for a minute and share a personal story as I'm talking here. This wasn't planned, but I just remember. So I went to school with a friend. But I wouldn't say a friend, I would say a classmate. I went to school with a classmate, and we used to walk home from school every single day, walk to school, walk home from school. She was in like another village over from Dekendron. And her and her sisters, she had a lot of sisters. And I remember they would beat me up and take away my food as a kid. And but I would still walk with them for some reason. Good morning, Miss Jillian. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I would remember they would beat me up and take away my food, my lunch. And that went on for years. And then we grew up and we went to secondary school and that changed. And, we kind of like was cordial with each other. But then we kind of drifted apart in high school and I got married, we separated, we went our separate ways. I've never seen her again. I've heard stories about her, what she's doing, but never really, it wasn't interested. Fast forward, social media became a thing, and she found me on social media. And she found my submission and she started calling me her best friend. And even though inside of me was like, this is weird. But we're like, okay, you were kids. Maybe you were kids and why I seeing boo boo in my eye, or maybe it's me. Nevertheless, you know, I was like, maybe we were kids and now we're adults is different, right? So, nevertheless, we started communicating. It just so happened that this person had a connection here in Michigan to do living work, and she came to Michigan. And when she came to Michigan, mind you, in my spirit keeps saying to me, girl, this is weird. But I was like, you know what? I knew her from childhood, whatever. Invited her to my home here in Michigan, blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, discernment, the power of discernment. But let us continue. The rest is history. The rest was painful history. But let's continue. That inner signal is something many people overlook. It is called discernment. Let me explain what discernment really is. Discernment is not suspicion. It is not paranoia. Discernment is the quiet ability to sense truth beneath appearances. Some people smile in your face, they compliment you, they sit at your table, but your spirit notices something that your eyes cannot fully explain. That is discernment speaking. And one of the greatest mistakes people make is ignoring that voice. Why people ignore discernment? People ignore discernment for several reasons. First, many people want to believe the best about others. Kind hearted people, especially, struggle with this. They assume that if their intentions are good, the intentions of others must also be good. Second, people ignore discernment because they do not want to appear judgmental. We live in a culture where questioning someone's character is often seen as negativity. So people silence their own instincts in order to seem polite. But discernment was never given to you to impress others, it was given to you to protect you. Discernment was not given to you to impress others, it was given to you to protect you. And here's the pattern. And why am I still touching on this? We're still in the celebration of resurrection and Jesus's death. And Jesus's death was led up to it led up to his death because of betrayal, right? So the pattern before betrayal. One thing I have learned in life is that betrayal rarely arrives without warning. You get warnings. Usually, the warning comes first. You notice small inconsistencies. You notice subtle jealousy. You notice strange reactions when something good happens in your life. But many people dismiss these moments. They say things like, I am probably overthinking, which is me. I always saying, "Oh, girl, you overthinking. Nothing is wrong." Good morning, Dawn. I haven't seen you in a long time. Good morning. Are you okay? I should not assume the worst. I should just give them another chance. Those are some of the things that we say. And before long, the situation proves exactly what your spirit sensed from the beginning. The situation proves exactly what your spirit sensed from the beginning. The quiet voice within. Discernment is rarely loud, it is quiet. It does not shout, it whispers. It is that brief pause in your spirit, that moment when something inside you becomes still, that moment when you feel unsettled, even though everything on the surface looks normal. Many people talk themselves out of that moment, but that quiet voice has saved many people from deep regret. Learning to respect discernment. Respecting discernment does not mean treating people or treating everyone with suspicion. It simply means learning to trust the intelligence of your spirit. And everyone has the power of discernment within them. And if we go into the word, it tells us that Christ is within us. So we have the power of discernment within us. We don't need a pastor or a priest to tell us. We just don't listen to that spirit or that gift that we have within us to discern things, right? Not every person who approaches you should have full access to your life. Yes, dear, I am back in Guyana from Miami. Trust that you are all is well. All is well. God is good. You know, y'all are if you've been following me for a while, y'all know when I start complaining it's bad because I generally don't complain. Not every person who approaches you should have full access to your life. Some people should remain acquaintances, and I had to learn this the hard way. Some people should be loved from a distance. Some people should remain distant. And some people should not be allowed near your inner circle at all because discernment helps you recognize the difference, right? Discernment helps you recognize the difference. As you move through this week, I want us to pay attention to something. Pay attention to the quiet signals within you, not fear, not insecurity, but discernment. Because many of the painful lessons people experience could have been avoided if they had simply trusted what their spirit already knew. My. I'm talking to myself. If this message resonates with you this morning, I want you to reflect on something honestly. Think about the time in your life when your spirit warned you about someone, but you ignored it. And later, the situation proved that the warning was real. Share your thoughts in the comments because sometimes the greatest wisdom we gain in life comes from learning to listen to the voice within. Sometimes the greatest lessons in life comes from the mistakes others around us make. So when you share what you have gone through, don't look at it as, oh, I'm putting my business out there. I'm ashamed to put my business. No. Look at it as someone will come in. Someone will come in and gain healing from your story. Miss Jillian, I don't know um if you saw my reel yesterday, but I a lot of my writings, a lot of my information that I share on my platform came from personal experience and not me talking to people and saying, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. It is from my personal experiences. And I think being an only child, I'm so friendly. I always want to be friends with people, but something I have learned over the years that some people are to kept distance. Not everybody is your friend, and sometimes people are going to present themselves as a friend, but deep down inside, there's so much jealousy. There's so much jealousy. And they would make little remarks that I remember I used to have a friend that I would want to call every day. And one day she's like, Athena, not everybody wants to talk to every day. Not everybody wants to talk to you every day. Like you would hear little things. And I blew it off. I didn't think anything. I was like, oh, maybe she's having a bad day. But now looking back, not everybody you call your friend is your friend. And sometimes you have to learn to love people from a distance. I hope you guys have a blessed Monday. Is it Sweden News Channel? No, this is not Sweden News Channel. Sorry. I don't even know to speak Swedish. Um, I thank you guys for joining me. Hi, Natasha. Hi, cuz. I thank you guys for joining me this morning. I thank you for being here. I will be back tomorrow at 7, hopefully. This morning I overslept, like I really did. But I have an excuse. I did 15 mac and cheese yesterday. Well, Saturday and yesterday. For for um for families. So I was standing on my feet and I was so tired. But yes, I'm going to tell y'all what happened over the weekend. What happened? I have to go now, but I can tell you guys what happened in the weekend later on. I ended up with a new vehicle. Yes, a lot of things happened. God is good, okay? We're not going to complain. God is good. We're going to come I'm going to come early tomorrow so I can fill you guys in because you are my community. And I'm just not here trying to be a pastor. That's not my goal. My goal is for us to build as women and empower each other, right? So as I build my community, I want to also share things that are happening in my world. Um I told my daughter that not everyone is her friend. I tell my kids that every single day. I tell my kids that every single day. But you guys have a good day. And listen, one of my cousins is getting a baby in Guyana, and I am the godmama. And it's bad. It's bad, but I have to go. I'm gonna tell you guys later on. Hey, cousin Joyce, how are you? I was just about to talk about your upcoming grandbaby. I was just about to tell them about me and my shopping issues. But nevertheless, you guys have a blessed Monday. And I feel like I'm rushing because I normally spend 30 minutes with you guys, but I can't today. I have to go. Really speak reality speaks. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I think I'm gonna make up back to you guys later on today because I typically spend 30 minutes and I'm cutting my time today. But you guys have a blessed day. Have a great day. If you're flying kite, fly one for me. If you're eating black pudding or white pudding, eat a piece for me. Whatever you're eating, eat some for me because I have a better relationship with food now. I just crave, right? But you guys have a blessed